BonaSalto.
Welcome to this video tutorial on the BonaSalto Dressage Pattern Selector. My name is Muffin and I will explain to you what Bona will be demonstrating. You will be shown how to set up and use the pattern selector easily. In the second part, you will be shown how to customize and add your own patterns. So let's get started. If you have the Dressage Pattern Selector box, put it in World and click on the top to unpack it. Open the Received folder and you will see that it contains the selector and a controller. You will need both. You also need a standard large size dressage arena, 20 by 60 meters, the one offered by BonaSalto, or it can be your own or a vendor as long as they are exactly the same size. Switch to the edit mode and copy the center coordinates of your arena's ground. Place the selector somewhere in World and paste the center coordinates of your arena to the selector so that it will sit in the center of your arena. Raise it up from the surface of the arena until you can see the initial test pattern. Then you will want to move it down again until the pattern disappears, and after that happens, click it twice. That brings it up about 2 centimeters so that it is close to the ground but it does not flicker. Also make sure that the red line points to the entrance of your arena, letter A position. Otherwise you need to rotate it until it does. The selector in fact is already operational now, and you can get a control menu if you click on the mesh itself. However, clicking it might be difficult and you will likely want quick access to the various selections of the menu. That is why you are also provided with a controller. Understand that the controller can either be used A as a controller board in World, or B as a heads-up display, or HUD for short. If you use it as a board, you can allow access to friends, group members, or even the public. Note that the controller is transferable, so you may pass it on so that others can use it as a HUD. In any case, you need to set the required permissions. Let's see how to use the controller. Typically you set a style and a pattern, and these are the two things that you need to control. First, let's clear whatever the pattern is that's shown now. Then click the style symbol on the controller, which brings you directly to the style menu. Here you select a style to indicate the required gait and type. Note that the menu shows you the current selection above the button display. And next we will use the controller to directly jump to the pattern menu. The patterns are grouped in categories. Select lines and pick full school. The menu will show that your style selection, and you should now see the selected pattern in the area of the drop-down menu as it is appearing on the ground. As you select other patterns, you will see these showing up, and as long as you are in replace mode, the new one will be shown instead of the previous pattern. Sooner or later you may get into a situation where you have selected a pattern but actually wanted it in a different style. No problem, just select the style afterwards and then click the redo symbol of the controller. And presto! The current pattern is shown correctly in the style that you had wanted. Let's also check how to combine different patterns to build something new. Under Settings, you can change the mode from Replace to Add. Now as you select patterns, they seem to add up. You can switch the style in between and thus achieve more complex combinations. Finally, let's see how to grant other people access to the control. Under Settings, you find the Access configuration. This can be owner, which is only yourself, a group, or public. On top of that, you can also add individual people by adding them to the whitelist. In fact, that makes sense only if you have set the access to owner or group, because public would allow access to everyone already. We hope you enjoy the possibilities that the Pattern Selector offers you and your fellow dressage riders. You are good to go. If you are interested in how to customize and define your own patterns, then watch the second part of the video. Per default, the selector provides you with a lot of styles to choose from. You might want a simpler set, different colors, your own style. Whatever it is, this is easy to achieve. Edit the selector itself, the mesh that is in the arena. Find and open the style note card that defines all the styles. You can see the name of each style on the left and the color and line style on the right. For a quick demonstration, let's remove most of the entries and save. Make sure that you wait until the changes are processed. In World Local Chat for the display of the scripts processing the change. Please wait for them to complete. Then you should see an updated style menu. Now let's add our own style. We will call this example My Style. On a new line, type this, STYLE, capital MY, capital STYLE, space, equal sign, space, less than sign, 1, 0, greater than sign, semicolon, DOT. These numbers here define the color by using RGB, red, green, blue, values between 0 and 1. If you don't know what this is, please see the link in the description of this video to get more information on this topic. The last value, separated by a semicolon, define the line style. See the documentation page for supported values. For this demonstration, we use dot in order to get a dotted line. Save it and wait until everything is processed. Now you have your own style, and indeed the selected pattern shows up as a dotted line in yellow. That is what the color value 1, 1, 0 stands for. That wasn't hard, was it? You can do much more customization, although it will get a bit more complex, as we are going to see next how to define our own pattern. There are two other note cards in the selector that define the menu and the patterns respectively. Open both of them. We start by defining a new pattern that we call infinity, as it will look like an infinity loop. This is also used as an example in the online documentation. You will definitely need some information from there to identify the needed base patterns and their segments. Myself, I printed out the patterns to help me understand. Let's go step by step and start with the big 20-meter circle at marker A. This is called C20A, and we only need the segments 0 and 2. Also, we want another circle at marker C. That is on the other side. And since we want them curving in to the arena as segment A, we will use segments 1 and 3 from the circle C20C. Let's go with these two for now. Now, as we have defined a pattern, let's also add this to the menu. So you open the menu note card and append it, for example, to the custom patterns. The underscores are used to get these entries in a certain hierarchy, or in other words, so that they have groups and subgroups. Corresponds with the quantity of underscores that you use. Please study the documentation to better understand this. Let's check what we got. The circle at marker A looks okay, but it seems we are missing the one at marker C. Oh, yes, it must be a capital C, not a small one in the name. Let's correct this and try again. Here we go, looks alright now. We continue by adding the lines near marker E and B, L48E and L48B. Let's first try by taking all the segments from 0 to 7. All good, this is what we expected. But in fact, we only want segments 1 and 6. So let's change this. Looking good. Finally, we want diagonal lines in the middle. This specific one spans the 24 meter, so it's called D24. The one we need is not the first one near marker A, but the second, so that the right base pattern would be D24_2. Oops, it looks like these are not the right segments. Let's check again. Right, what we need are segments 0 and 1. We can either write this with a pipe symbol meaning 0 and 1, or with a minus symbol meaning 0 to 1. It doesn't really matter in this case. The script will understand. Well done! This is the pattern we wanted. But let's do one more thing. How about using a different style of the diagonals? So that a writer should go into a canter for just the diagonals. This is really easy to achieve. Put another colon after the segments of the diagonals and simply give the style name. For example, canter. Perfect. This is exactly what we wanted. You could see that once you got into the pattern definition, it provides you with almost endless possibilities. The customization also allows you to set up the menus as you see fit. Maybe you want to reduce it and use other groups and pattern combinations. Note this is also possible to add more base patterns to the system. You could either create yourself or talk with us so we can provide them as an add-on or an update to the Dressage Pattern Selector. Have fun and enjoy your dressage exercises. This is Muffin, and on behalf of BonaSalto team, leave a comment and a like if you want, and get in touch with us if you need help to leave feedback or new ideas. Thank you for listening.